Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of Nindies and Indies, a Nintendo fan podcast. I'm your host, ScrapGear. Joining me as always is my good buddy, Draco Augustus. How's it going?
Hey man, it's going pretty good.
I almost forgot my own name. It's been one of those days.
It's like, my name. Oh no. Yeah.
I've only been using it everywhere and saying it forever.
Yeah.
But let's get right into this. Draco, what have you been up to this past week?
Yeah, man. I've had a pretty decent week of gaming. I've been playing a game called Shape of the World, which just came out on the 6th. Is today the 6th? I've lost track of days.
Today is the 8th.
I can't remember. Oh, so I'm way off. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so I posted the article for it on MuleHorrorGaming.com on the 6th. So, but yeah, I've been playing it since last week. It's a neat little game. I think it's $15, and it's a first-person walking, trippy game, exploration type game. It's an exploration game, right?
Okay.
And it's first-person. You walk around, and like as you're walking, trees and all the environment and everything will grow around you. In my article, I made a reference to the America song "Horse with No Name." I was like, plants and birds and rocks and things.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, anyways. But yeah, and yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I'd recommend it to anybody just because it's not a hefty price at all, and it's very different. Like, you probably haven't played many games like it. I kind of thought of, like, Numa Breath of Life because, you know, there's no...
Or Firewatch.
I haven't played Firewatch. I haven't played that one.
Firewatch is a pretty critically acclaimed walking simulator, as you're saying.
Okay.
That this one is.
Yeah.
So.
Is that first person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I've heard of Firewatch plenty of times, but I've never seen any gameplay for it, and I've never watched it. So yeah, it's, I guess, like Firewatch, but yeah, you know, like, and there's like flying whales and little animals to interact with that'll like fly up into the air, or like, you know, they like make little noises. Some of the bigger ones might like attack you, but you have no health. It's not, it just like knocks you around a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of neat. You interact with some of the like rocks that look kind of like you know, pillars, you know, artifacts and stuff like that you interact with them. They might move a little bit, but you do 5 of them, and then it creates this like pathway that it's like this like boardwalk looking thing that goes through the air and makes you walk faster, and find little collectibles that will make, if you collect all of them, or all 5 of the ones right there in the spot, it'll like change all the colors for the whole level. And same when you go through these archways. It's nifty. It's pretty nifty.
Nice.
You know, there's no pressure to like complete the game, or, you know, it's just like, hey, do this. I literally fell asleep playing it one time because like the music, and I said this in the article, it sounds like it's like straight out of a yoga studio or something, you know, and then and then like you might do something in the game that will like change the music and kind of add like a little adventure sounding synth to it or something, you know. It's pretty neat. I like it. So yeah, I remember at one point I thought of the Neverending Story when he's like flying on you know, Valcor, just like, you know, going towards the city, and just the music sounded a lot like that. That's what it reminded me of. But yeah, it was cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. Other than that I think that's probably what I sunk the most time into because I was writing the article. Also played some Mario Kart 8 with my kids and some friends, which of course is tons of fun. I don't think I need to say that. I played some Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze at the dentist office today, which, you know, just neat. We were waiting on, it was both of my sons had an appointment, and they traded off. Like one went in for their appointment and got their teeth cleaned, while me and the other one were sitting there playing Donkey Kong.
Oh, there you go.
So that was pretty neat. What?
I said, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, this is exactly what the Switch is for, right? I mean, entertaining kids while you're out and about. But yeah, and I checked away at some. I chipped away at Golf Story a little bit. Chipped away, get it? Anyways, man, I got stuck. I'm stuck on a part right now where you have to unfreeze all the people in the frozen wastes or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but
did you get the fireballs?
What?
Did you get the fireballs?
Yeah. I mean, I've unfrozen everyone, and every time I'm pretty sure it was everyone, unless there's some hidden person that I just can't find. And I go up to the guy, and he's like, "Come back to me when you unfreeze everybody." And I'm like, "Where's the last frozen person?"
Some of them are pretty tricky. What I would do is I would just run around and try to find out where everyone is. I cannot remember where it is, and if I go back there, everybody's unfrozen, so I have no idea.
I mean, right now everywhere I go, like everything's unfrozen. There's no ice chunks anywhere. I feel I like go to each fire and like go around. I tee up and look around just to see like what all is in my reach, from each fire.
Yeah, well, like what I was saying is like you want to like what I would almost do is just like comb that entire area because I think they're all in there. There might be another one just outside of it.
There's one to the right.
Okay.
Where the car driving thing is, but I've already done all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I even went to a walkthrough, and I'm kind of like scanning through that to see where the last one is. I'm like, what do I have to do? Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that. It's still a fun game, but I'm just stuck right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Other than that, man, Mario Tennis Aces, that little demo tournament thingy that went on last weekend, that was pretty cool. Did you get in on that?
I was going to, and then I realized that it was just multiplayer, and I was like I want to try it out before I go and pick it up.
You could play against computers.
Oh, you could? Okay, well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I assumed
it was just against other players. So oh well.
Yeah, it's like they try to get you to do that because each time you go up against a computer player opponent, then it would back you like all the way to the menu. You couldn't just say like, "Oh, try again" or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But man, those computers were hard though. Like it was pretty hard. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like the computers were harder than the real people at some points. But then I went up against some people that were just dominating. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I never actually won one of the tournaments, so I wasn't trying really hard or anything. I didn't put that much time into it.
I was hearing some people be like, the lag that they were experiencing was so bad that like they had to play as some of the fast moving characters just to make up for it.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was playing as Yoshi most of the time, who's one of the faster ones, and then I switched to Toad once I unlocked Toad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean they're even with them there was some lag where it was just kind of like the ball, I would go for it and it would just be past me already. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Like, or I would like go to move. And I remember N64 Josh saying this on his podcast. He would say, because he would be streaming while he was playing it, and he was like, "I swear I'm moving my controller, and my player is just not moving." Because that happened to me too. I was like, "Oh, I know exactly how that was." But and also, like he said though, I mean, when it was working, like it was great. It was smooth, I mean. But then there would just be some matches where something would be wrong with somebody's connection, or it was just the server. But it was just bad for a little bit, I was like, ugh, and it was extremely frustrating too, especially when the player would like score on me, and then they'd run around like, because if you score on somebody, and then you actually can move around, and it basically is like taunting the other person. You can like run around in a circle or run right up to the net or like run to the crowd or whatever, and the character's like, and so they like run around in circles right in front of the net, and I'm just like, there's so much lag here. How are you just like so excited that you're winning right now?
They're excited because the lag was finally in their favor.
Right, probably. Yeah, it was bad for a little bit, but yeah, I mean there were some good times too where it was like, man, this game's good. Like, and I think it's a really good game too. Just the pretty simple to play, and I'm excited to play with the kids in swing mode, where you actually just each have a Joy-Con. I'm excited to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And just playing locally will be fun in general too. Just a little competitive, couch play.
Yeah.
And but then also, like, I think that when the game launches, it'll be a lot more crisp online too. So
I would hope so, and I think that's the other thing that people have been saying. It's like it's a really good thing that they did this rather than not do it and then launch it and then have the game be like almost I don't want to say unplayable, but being really, really tough to try and play with people online.
Yeah. I'm really excited about the story mode too. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, I'm downloading something right now, which I saw that you were downloading too. But other than that, what have you played, man?
As far as for me, I picked up quite a few games since the last time we talked. So I played a bit more of Curse of the Moon. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I think I'm in the final level.
Heck yeah!
But like, I hit a point where I was fighting one boss, and like just trying to get to the boss because it was on top of a ship on the sea, and there was wind blowing, and I go to jump, and this character doesn't have a very good jump to begin with, so I jumped and moving forward and jump, like you have to be moving forward and jump at the same time. That's one of the things that's kind of wonky about the controls. Like if you jump and then push the directional button, you won't move at all.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
So like I tried to do that. This character doesn't have a great jump to begin with. He moves really slow, so I went to go jump over a gap, and he just fell in it from the wind. I'm like, great, so that's a character that's immediately gone. So I had just the guy with the sword who has he has the most health, but he also has no reach with any of his weapons. He's the guy that you start with, and he is my least favorite character to play as.
Yeah.
And I had the old wizard guy, which for that boss fight, he actually gets a special spell sub-weapon to use that is specifically made to fight this boss, and it was great. Except that when you use that against him, the boss suddenly forms this giant wind tunnel and just pushes the old man off because he can't move either. I'm like, this is fantastic. But yeah, so I finally got to the final area. At least I think it's the final area. It looks like it. If not, it's very close to it. So yeah, I mean, it is a good game. It definitely feels like the NES Castlevania game, but so do the controls, which can be a little frustrating. Other than that, let's see. Games that I picked up this week. I finally managed to pick up a copy of Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah.
I played through the first couple of levels with my two kids, and played through the first couple of levels with my two kids, it was me, my oldest, and then my youngest just holding a controller. And
it just takes
kind of moving around.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, hit this button so that you do an attack. I think she was playing as the bomb guy. I was like, hit this button and you'll throw a bomb. She's like, okay. And then she just started moving around again. I was like, good. But then I went and I started up my own file, and I've managed to make it through the first area, and then I'm a couple stages into the next one. I gotta say, one of my favorite allies to have is definitely Gooey. Go to the Dream Palace and pick up Gooey. Because Gooey has two elements that he can imbue your weapon with, fire and water, and he has the ability to throw allies. So that's three things right off the bat that he could just do.
Yeah. I need to play that game more. I need to finish that game.
Yeah.
Because I've heard that, why wouldn't you finish it? It's super easy to play through and finish, right?
So another thing with Kirby Star Allies is, as I'm sure you know, and as you go around, lives are way too easy to get in that game. Way too easy.
Yeah.
And unlike with I every once in a while I'll boot up my SNES Classic and I'll play Super Mario World and I'll load in my file, and when I left I had 60 to 70 lives, and then I'll come back and it's you have 5.
Oh yeah, that's annoying.
Not in Kirby Star Allies. You never have to worry about that. I think I'm at
Yeah.
like 34 lives right now. It's ridiculous.
Sweet. Yeah. That's okay though, because nobody likes to have to go back to checkpoints or save points.
I mean, I haven't. The closest I've come to dying was I got brought down to half health against King DDD in the first and at the end of the first level, first world.
Oh yeah, I think the only time I've died so far is falling into pits. Like that's the only time I've died, and it's because I think that I'm like another person, and so I and I think I'm up there, and then all of a sudden I see, and I was like,
I wasn't the red guy with the umbrella. I was the pink guy with the umbrella.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I've been having fun with that. I mean, it's nothing extraordinary. Or nothing extraordinary as far as a Kirby game goes. Like, Planet Robobot added the robot that Kirby gets to use, and that added some more mechanics, and like the different the different copy abilities that you got as Kirby acted differently when you use the copy ability with the robot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that game's pretty cool. I kind of wish that I kind of want to get that game for we have. The 2DSs.
If you can find a good deal on it, or I mean, I recommend it if you can find it. But like, if I know for us, we don't always have like the expendable cash. So if you can find a good deal on it, like definitely pick it up. It's a lot of fun. And then once you beat it, you get to play as Meta Knight through the whole thing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was like, because I played the demo for it a couple times, and I was like, this seems like a pretty cool game. It seems. I actually think it seems like a better Kirby game than Kirby Star Allies.
You wouldn't be entirely wrong.
Yeah, it's like as far as just like cool stuff to do, which I mean, Kirby Star Allies is still really fun. It's great to play with the kids, and I mean, I played it with some guys at work for a little while, and like they were kind of like, "What? This is dumb," but then like. We get to like more intense. That's how I've gotten the farthest is playing with them.
Yeah,
and we'll just be like, "Oh, come on, give me get this item here," or and they'll accidentally or we'll tell them to suck up this item or suck up this ability so we can work together to do this, and then they accidentally kill the person, and we're like, "What are you doing?"
Then you just go backwards and you come forward again, and they're back.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny. It was just a bunch of grown men sitting around playing that game.
Other than that, I also picked up Wizards of Legend, which
that looks cool.
Yeah, it's
like a Zelda.
I wouldn't say Zelda. It's a roguelike. Did you ever end up picking up Enter the Gungeon?
No, I never did, but like that.
Yeah, it's a roguelike. You go into a dungeon and you have to work your way through all the different floors, fighting bosses at the end, and then there's 3 different specialized elemental wizards. Like there's a fire wizard, an earth wizard, and a water wizard. Yeah, water wizard. And like you got to go through 2 floors, and then you fight 2 floors that are themed off of whichever wizards at the end of that particular set. And then you go through another 2 floors, fight another one, another 2 floors, another one, and then there's another one at another boss at the end who's like a master of all elements. I have not gotten that far. As a matter of fact, the closest I've gotten to beating any of the 3 main ones was I found a combo that I liked, and I got to the water wizard. And I got her down to less than a quarter of her health. Like, she was very close to dying. And I probably would have beaten her if I had known what her attack patterns were and didn't take a ton of damage right at the beginning of that fight.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so... And like
like any boss.
Yeah, like any boss. But the thing is, like, when you die, you have to leave and then you go back in. And you're not always going to fight them in the same order.
Okay.
But... Yeah, so I found One of the big differences between other roguelikes like Enter the Gungeon or like Binding of Isaac is another one. When you start in those games, like with Enter the Gungeon, depending on which character you're playing as, depends on what weapon you start with, what item you start with, and like what ability that character has. And then in Binding of Isaac, it's like whatever character you're playing as, like that's how you start that game, and then like you build as you go through. You find different weapons, different items to power yourself up and give you an advantage or disadvantage, because some of them are not good items. Wizard of Legend, same kind of thing. As you go through the dungeons, you'll pick up more spells. You can pick up items, or artifacts that'll give you bonuses. There's also some that will there are some cursed items that you can get, and like I don't know what any of the items do, and I've only come across the cursed item guy once. And I was like, oh, the Alchemist Stone, that'll give me an extra life. No, it turns all of my Chaos Gems that I use to buy stuff in the market in between each run, turns them all just into coins. So I can't get any more of them, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. But again, like another thing that Wizard of Legend does that's different is you get to pick a basic attack spell, a dash spell, a specialized attack spell, and then your signature spell. And you, as you buy the spells, you learn them and you can swap them around to best fit your playstyle. And that's something, and you also get to pick one artifact that you always get to bring with you, which is again, like that's something that other roguelike games don't do. They're just like, here you go, this is the character you're playing as, this is what you start with, have fun. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Last thing that I picked up this week is I picked up the Mega Man Legacy Collection. So I have Legacy Collections 1 and 2, and I'm playing through Mega Man 1. I'm playing through them in order, and I'll swap back and forth between 1 and 2. Something that I noticed because I know that they added the rewind feature to Legacy Collection 1. Legacy Collection 2 does not have that rewind feature, which is fine, because those, I think there was a Kotaku article that mentioned, like, this is actually a really good thing, because, like, some of the earlier Mega Man games are super frustrating.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Like, what was it? I was playing Mega Man 1 on my Xbox a couple of months ago, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much all of these stages feel like they're just slicked down with grease, and you go to jump and land on something, and you like slide 3 feet, and it's like, I didn't even touch a directional button. Like, I landed and that was it. Why am I still moving?
It's ice everywhere.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the thing is like, it doesn't get any more slippery in Iceman stage. It's just always ice is everywhere.
He's nobody knows, but he's actually the real, like, one pulling the strings. You know what I mean? Like, they're all his level. But
yeah. Playing through the first one, I would be lying if I said I haven't abused the crap out of that rewind feature. Although it does have a cooldown.
That's Mega Man's funky mode, huh?
Yeah. Mega Man's funky mode. It's Mega Man's funky mode in the same sense that, like, you still need to be able to do it. If you can't do the stuff, like, if you can't fight, like, if you, no matter how hard you try, you just can't beat this boss, no amount of rewinding is going to fix that.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so like I've been having fun with that. It's Mega Man on the go. Like, what's not to have fun?
Yeah, heck yeah, it seems perfect for the console. What's the price tag on the
I think it's $40 for the physical.
40? Okay.
Yeah, but that gives you both. Like, I think pretty much you're effectively saving yourself $5 if you get both digitally, but then you don't have the
cartridge.
The cartridge, and apparently, I mean, I haven't looked to see how many gold coins you would get for buying the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 on the store, but if you do the download code, you get 100 gold coins for it. So, I don't know.
Heck yeah. It's like 30 cents off a game.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't remember the actual. I just know it's low.
Yeah, it's one gold coin does not equal 1 penny. Actually, yes, it does.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because I had like 560 gold coins, and I used that to buy Wizard of Legend. So I got like almost $6 off.
Okay.
But there's something else that we are both really excited for, and you're downloading it. I already downloaded it. Like, you showed me a trailer for this, and this is actually going to tie into our next topic. Is big announcement for this week that so far is that Paladins Champions of the Realm is coming to the Nintendo Switch on June 12th. So
June 12th. Happy birthday
Tuesday.
to me.
Nice. It's like Nintendo new, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I was thinking that would be one of the announcements at E3, but then it was like, boom, a week early.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
What I'm sure they're going to... Well, I'm not sure, but what I would like to see happen is them, show a little bit more Paladins on the Switch, show how it plays on the Switch, as well as be like, oh, by the way, here's an exclusive skin for these characters if you have it on the Nintendo Switch.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Because it does have crossplay. I think it's only with Xbox One, but, I mean, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm excited. I really hope that it has the motion controls like in Splatoon 2. Because I mean, then I wouldn't mind going up against people on mouse and keyboard. I don't know, it still might be a bit much, but I enjoy the motion controls.
I know, but Paladins is a game where you've gotten used to there being no motion controls. So
yeah, but I could get used to them again. I mean, I don't know. I'll see. I have been playing Paladins on Xbox One on a friend's Xbox, just because I was like, I got sick of playing Fortnite and PUBG, and so although I played a game of Fortnite where I got second place, and I totally should have had first place. I don't know how this guy ended up killing me before I killed him. Anyways, it was an intense game, and I almost won one, and that would have been my only one in Fortnite. But it's the highest I've gotten in Fortnite, which is second place. But yeah, anyways, sorry. What was I saying?
We were talking about Paladins.
Yeah. Anyways, oh yeah, I downloaded it on Xbox. I was like, hey man, it's free, and like, I mean, we earned enough coins to get 2 champions. With just from a day of play or 2 days of playing, I think. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm wondering. I would imagine there's still going to be the free to play version too.
Yes.
Yeah. So I probably won't download it for Elliot, but except for when the free version comes out. Because why not? Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, man, I'm pretty excited about it because I definitely have been jumping back on the hero shooter bandwagon. Like I said, put some time into it on Xbox. We've been playing some Overwatch at home on the Xbox, and so I've been itching for a hero shooter on the Switch. And once I saw this, I was just like, yes. And yeah, also, that opens the gateway for high res. Like, hopefully, Smite comes too, because I mean, we still need a good MOBA on the Switch too, and Smite is an excellent MOBA. As well as they have a new game out now, which is their battle royale, which is Realm Royale. So, which I've heard some good things. I just downloaded it, and I haven't gotten a chance to jump in on it yet, but I'm pretty excited about that too. Like I said, I've heard good things, and I think it's even catching some traction in streaming as well, obviously, since it's a new battle royale, which is like the most popular game type right now. Yep. But yeah, man. Are you as excited as me for Paladins on the Switch? I mean,
yeah. Like, yeah. So you show, like, I got the message from you about the trailer, and I hadn't been on YouTube yet, so I hadn't seen that the trailer was there yet. I would have eventually seen it, but still, like, you showed that to me, and I was like, yes! And then I immediately went and bought the Founders Pack. Because I knew I was going to want the Founders Pack, because I'm just lazy, and I want to be able to play as Maeve, like, almost immediately. Yeah,
there you go. Which, I mean, like, it really, for anybody listening, like, you can, if you put a solid day of playing in on Paladin, and when I say day, I don't mean 24 hours. I mean, like, you know, if you put like 12 hours into it, right? Maybe less, maybe 6 hours. You can earn enough gold to buy a champion. Yeah. Like, so if you aren't looking for if you don't care if you have all the heroes and you know your main or whatever, then yeah, just get the free version and put enough time in to buy that hero.
Yeah,
or champion.
And the reason that I like having the Founders Pack is, like, I know a couple of the characters that I really like to play as, but then having all of them available, like, if I'm playing a bunch of Maeve and I'm like, you know, I need a break from Maeve, I'll go and I'll try someone else. Who do I want to try? You know, let's try this person. Or when the new character comes out, immediately get to try the new character, which is always something that I like to try and do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, you know, you pay $30, you get some advantages, right? You get you get not advantages, but you
just get all the characters
and stuff. Yeah. But still, I mean, you know, you still have to earn the, all the different cards and stuff. And of course there's still going to be in-game purchases for the loot boxes and all that stuff. And yeah, another thing I was thinking, speaking of paving the way for high res, but also paving the way for Overwatch to come to the Switch, because which I can't imagine that this game is going to do bad at all. It has a great aesthetic for the Switch. It's a game type that's not on the Switch yet. It's gonna do well. Not to mention it's already a fairly popular game. Like, I mean, and especially the studio with Smite, like having the Pro League on Mixer and everything. Yeah, I think that if Blizzard sees how well Paladins does, not to mention it's running at 60 frames per second too.
Yeah.
I think that Blizzard might be like, we might be missing out on something here, because I mean,
did you read any of the comments from the trailer video or the announcement trailer video?
What comments?
On the YouTube video?
I don't know.
There were a couple of them that are like, I bet, you know, people over at Blizzard right now are seeing that Paladins is coming to the Switch and they're kicking themselves in the butt that their biggest competitor is coming to the Switch first.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of internal emails being sent around, and also some being sent to Nintendo. I think it's only a matter of time now. I do think they're behind now. Not that that's going to hurt Blizzard or anything, but you know, they realize, like, oh wait, we could be making a crap load of money off this too. You know, like, who made the decision to not try to focus on the Switch a little bit.
But yeah, so obviously for anyone listening, you can tell we're really excited to see Paladins come into the Switch. Not just in the near future, in like 4 days.
A few days. Yeah. On my birthday.
Yeah. But speaking of Blizzard kicking themselves in the butt, maybe. They may not be. They may just be like, whatever.
It's like, whatever. They're Paladins. We're Overwatch. Come on.
That is going to move us into our other topic about E3 predictions. And, of course, because we're a Nintendo based podcast, an indie game podcast focused, we're going to focus on like some of our predictions for what we think we'll see at E3, and some of the things that we would like to see from E3 next week. So I'm going to start it off with, like, we've got Paladins. We're going to get an announcement that, I don't know, Diablo
Overwatch
3
is coming.
No, I think they'll probably go slower on that. They'll be like, Diablo 3 is coming to the Switch. Although it could be that they'll just be like, you know what? Nope. Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yeah, can you imagine? Like, I wonder if Hi-Rez knew that they were going to make that announcement at E3, so they're like, oh yeah, well we'll make the announcement before E3, let people purchase it. So by the time they find out that Overwatch is coming to the Switch, they've already bought Paladins. Because that's what's going to happen to me if they do announce that. So, because I'll get that one too, I promise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be cool to see Hi-Rez announce that, hey, look, we're also going to end up work on bringing Smite and Realm Royale to the Switch too. So that would be awesome to see at E3. Obviously, I feel like somebody had data mined that for a Fortnite update on the eShop, the Switch eShop. Feel like that's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's just like a whiff and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it's on phones already.
To be fair, also in a ton of the comments underneath that Paladins announcement trailer where a bunch of people have been like, oh, this is a real thing? That must mean that the rest of the stuff on that leaked thing is real, which means Fortnite's coming to the Switch. Yay! And I'm just like, oh boy.
Right, yeah, I mean, and I enjoy Fortnite, like it's fun, but if I drop in and die too fast too many times, I'm like, I need to play it. Like, and that's what happened the other day. I was like, I want to play Paladins. I want to win some matches. I want to get some kills. I want to get some plays of the games. Yeah. Which I did. I did an awesome one. I can't remember this hero's name, but she was in the free rotation, and she, like, her ultimate is like Zarya's ultimate, where it brings them in. She's like a mage healer, offensive healer.
Okay.
And so like her left trigger will heal people, like it's
almost like a common. So from what I'm hearing from you, it almost sounds like a mix between Zarya and Moira, because I bet you're about to say the right trigger damages.
Yes, yeah, it's like it shoots little orbs, right? Well, so these orbs will hit people, and I can't remember what they call it, but it's a stack, and it can stack on each character up to 4 times. And then her like left bumper ability, like, is Soul Harvest or something like that. So whatever you've tacked onto them, it will do that much damage, like with whatever stack. So basically, what I did for my play of the game, I launched my ultimate, brought 4 characters in, right? So I'm sitting there just like shooting them with my main attack, the right trigger attack, which is stacking that damage booster thing on there when I do the soul rip. And then I did the soul rip and just like wrecked them all. Like I got a quadruple kill. Like it was freaking awesome. So yeah, she's cool. And then I turned around and healed a teammate. Yeah. But yeah, so I got play of the game there. And so yeah, I really hope that this game supports the recording on the recording feature on the Switch, because that's, if it doesn't, that's not good. I mean, it's still going to be a fun game.
Do you know how bummed
but everybody
I was?
Wants to record their plays of the games.
Do you know how bummed I was when I found out Xenoblade Chronicles 2 didn't do that?
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it doesn't. Man. Like, I finally went and I finally had my party set up and everything, and I was able to one orb overkill one of the super bosses. Granted, I think it was only like the level 110 super boss, but considering the highest level boss is 130, but I could do it to him too. I was just like, I want to record this just so that way I can post it on Twitter and be like, yes, I can finally do it. You can't record on this software.
Yeah,
I'm like,
on that game. Yeah. Dang. So maybe Nintendo will announce recording available for all games. Yay! That would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be good.
Although I know why they don't do it for everything, because like when they finally announced it, by that point Breath of the Wild had been out for quite a while. I don't know if you can do it in Mario Odyssey.
I think you can record video.
Okay. But like that way it kind of prevents people from spoiling stuff, and especially in a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where you get some pretty big revelation stuff that happens at different points of the game. Not being able to record that from your Switch and be like, look what just happened, and we're like, the game's been out for 3 days. I haven't gotten it yet. Payday's in 2 days.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, so I can understand it for some things. But some other E3 predictions. Let's get some of the other obvious ones out of the way. I'm sure we'll probably see a little bit more of Let's Go Pokemon, or Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Probably get a little bit more in-depth look at some of the gameplay. Mm-hmm. And then we will also, obviously, we will definitely see some Smash Bros. Stuff. If we don't, then that's just, like, everybody's going to be, like, that would be the biggest E3 shock. No Smash Bros. Stuff.
There's an invitational using the game. I know we're going to see some Super Smash Brothers stuff.
I don't know.
If not just the gameplay from that tournament.
Oh, man.
I'm sure there'll be a big... I'm excited to see what their booth looks like.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do a Super Smash Brothers themed booth? Or are they going to go more in the Pokemon direction? You think there's going to be... That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have a little grass area with Pokemon, a Pokemon center set up.
You know what it'll be? It'll be their booth will have like one of the stages, like one of the new stages, kind of erected and like like a backdrop for that, and like people can go up on the stage and like punch balloon versions of some of the characters.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like Mario, Bowser, Link.
Yeah. Link. They could reuse some of their Breath of the Wild stuff for a Breath of the Wild themed Super Smash Brothers stage. Yeah. Reuse some of their set pieces. There we go. Mm-hmm. I was like, what is that stuff?
And then as far as stuff that we don't know about, and like it's been in the leaks that have been proven to be incorrect and whatnot, but I would be really, really heartbroken if I don't see something about the Fire Emblem game that's coming to the Switch at this E3.
Yeah, I'm sure in the Direct they'll probably end up showing a trailer for it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most is their Nintendo Direct there, and obviously the Treehouse stuff. All of it, everything Nintendo is what I'm looking forward to at E3. By the way.
Yeah. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, but and also, I'm sure I can't imagine they wouldn't show more probably like a game, maybe not a gameplay trailer, but at least like a teaser trailer for the Pokemon game, the one that's coming out next year.
Yeah.
And hopefully a gameplay trailer for Metroid Prime 4.
There you go.
There has been some maybe some gameplay for Bayonetta 3 or a trailer for
because all we got was that quick little teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And it was just like Bayonetta 3. I still need to finish Bayonetta 2.
I need to play both of them. Let me text. I need to text my wife real quick. So I picked that game up. If it's on sale, because she apparently there's some games on sale at Target, and she told me I think it was The End Is Nigh, It'll Do Too, and another little indie title kind of like that, but physical copy. And I was just kind of like, I've heard those are all really good games, but I'm picking up the Founders Pack for Paladins right now, so don't worry about this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What else? Maybe we will finally get an official, and I'm pretty sure that we've already gotten the official name, but Project Octopath Traveler, or no, isn't? I think it is just Octopath Traveler now, isn't it?
That so far, yeah, that's all they've gone
Maybe
with. Even
we'll
when they announced
actual...
the bundle and everything.
Like, I just went and picked up all those other games. I've just picked up Paladins, and I'm remembering now, it's like, oh, that's right, next month, we've got Octopath Traveler, we've got Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, we've got the Mega Man X Legacy Collection.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, because, like, I look at my library of games, right? And, like, not only on my eShop versions, but my cartridges, and just like I look at each game and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to play that game some more. Oh yeah, this one too. Where's the time? Like,
I still have not finished all of the side quests in Fate Extella. I have not finished all of the history mode maps in the Fire Emblem Warriors. I still haven't finished the main story in Hyrule Warriors.
It's yeah.
I still haven't finished Axiom Verge.
So much to do. Like, I want to go back and play Tropical Freeze in the regular mode. I want to find all the shrines in Zelda Breath of the Wild. I beat the game and I got the DLC and beat that, but just for completionist in me, I want to get better at Pokken Tournament. I want to bring up my rank in ARMS. I want to finish Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Splatoon 2. I'm just constantly playing. Get all the collectibles in Rhyme. Like, I mean, there's so much stuff to do, so it's hard. Anyways, predictions for E3, right? Keep getting sidetracked. Star Fox, and I don't want the Star Fox Grand Prix. I want a freaking good Star Fox game. Because you know what? Remember a few episodes ago, I talked about getting Star Fox 64 on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that because I can't put any more points on my Wii eShop. They stopped doing that already. You can still buy stuff from the eShop, but you have to have pre-existing points, which is some BS.
One of the reasons that you should just get a Wii U.
Yeah, I won't though.
Find one cheap, because like, as much as we've heard people complain about the Virtual Console, like, the Wii U has every single title and then some that's available on the Wii Shop.
Yeah. Well, see, now I'm going to turn into a person that wants a Virtual Console on Switch.
Why? You'll have the Wii U.
I can guarantee I'm probably not going to buy a Wii U. But really though, I'm just thinking, like, I'm ready for the N64 Classic.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Watch the N64 Classic comes out. No Star Fox 64.
That would be insane. If it, no, that's that's not gonna happen.
Speaking of predictions, I predict we'll get to see something about that.
Yes,
I also need to figure out
that. I was like, that I want that to be at E3, like N64 Classic. Maybe they'll say, like, okay, SNES Classic has done awesome. We're looking forward to the next wave of NES classics, and here's a trailer for something new. And then they have a N64 Classic trailer.
They have an N64 and a GameCube Classic. It's like, N64 Classic coming end of this year. GameCube Classic.
I just blacked out a little bit. Oh my
coming
God.
Spring of next year.
That would be too much right there. Let's have the next Nintendo Direct. I'm feeling tingly right now.
You're welcome. Glad I could help.
GameCube. Luigi's Mansion. And and so the GameCube's original design was to be portable. Imagine how portable if it came with its own screen that, like, popped up.
It's not going to. They did have an attachment for that for the GameCube.
Oh, I had that. Yeah,
okay.
I had it. Yeah, it snapped onto the back, onto the handle. Yeah, I took that on many road trips. Got some violent Mario Party in the back seat where my dad's like, "Hey, stop it!"
All right. So let's hear one bonkers, completely out of the park thing that probably more than likely will not happen during the Nintendo E3 showcase. I want to get a prediction from you, and then I will give my own.
So just completely bonkers, not going to happen?
Yeah, pretty much. And, like, if it happens, like, you'll poop yourself.
Oh, I'd poop myself? Well, I wouldn't be, like, super excited about this, although, like, this game does look awesome. But if they all of a sudden were like, an Anthem will be on the Switch, it's like, what?
Oh, man.
Like, That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but I'd be excited for that because
it would
I'm
be
looking
pretty
forward to
exciting
Anthem.
to be like, I mean, okay, you got Paladins at 60 frames per second coming. You've got Doom that runs pretty darn well on the Switch, from what I've heard. Wolfenstein 2 is coming. I mean, the console has more power than a lot of people give it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's impossible, but I doubt that. EA is going
to be fair to Doom does run at 60 frames a second, but it is also down res. It's not the 1080p, 4K high def, but it runs really, really smoothly. Like, I've seen a side by side comparison, and you can definitely see that like the Xbox One runs it and it looks better graphic wise, but the thing is, like, they were both moving at the same speed, and there were no hiccups or where frames started to bog down or anything on the Switch version. So that's always a plus. Oh man, I just thought up of a second one, but my first one is Blizzard comes out and says World of Warcraft is coming to consoles, but only on the Switch, because why not? That way you can play all, you can log on, and then you can just go and do some of your single player stuff when you're not docked or have an internet connection. The other thing that I just came up with is all 4 Mass Effect games on the Switch. Being able to play all of those on the go would just be so good. I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
heck yeah.
To be fair, Mass Effect 3 came out on the Wii U, so there's no reason they can't just be like, hey, come on, BioWare, throw us a bone. Give us Mass Effect 1 and 2.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about E3, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's part of me that I'm like, am I getting overhyped? Do you think they would really like show off all this big stuff? Because we're throwing some big stuff out there, like Pokemon, Star Fox, Metroid, which it's a lot of it has been predicted, and I mean, obviously it would be really disappointing to not show any Metroid Prime 4 stuff at E3, since that teaser was at the last E3.
Yeah.
So I'd at least like to see a trailer for that and Pokemon, but like Star Fox, it's kind of like I've heard about this Grand Prix thing, which I'm just kind of like, if you're going to have another high speed racing game on the Switch, why would you use Star Fox and not F-Zero? So that's, I mean, and maybe like Fox could have a cross, like, he could.
I mean, he already does.
Over into that universe.
His dad is in that universe, is in the F-Zero universe.
What?
Fox's dad is in is in one of the F-Zero games.
Oh, see, there you go. It's the same universe right there. I mean, in canon.
Yep.
Because Nintendo's canon makes so
always
much sense.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Zelda timeline from the official Hyrule Historia?
Have I seen it?
Yeah.
No, I just haven't felt like, because some of it kind of makes me mad. I kind of like having it its own thing. You know what I mean? I almost like picturing each Zelda game that's not a direct sequel to just kind of be like, its own thing. What?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, all the adventures are within their own little world, but like, there's always talk of like, oh, the hero of time, the hero of the past.
Yeah,
and
kind
like
of
that's where the timeline comes in.
Yeah.
But like, there's one point, Ocarina of Time, like everything is pretty much straightforward. Like, it goes through like Skyward Sword is the first one, which makes sense because that's when the Master Sword gets created. And then it goes through, and then once it hits Ocarina of Time, it splits into 3 different timelines. And there's one where if Link dies and doesn't stop Ganon, that's where these games take place. And then there's the adult timeline, where if everything stays the same from the adult version, and then after he's defeated Ganon and everything, and then there's the young Link timeline that takes place after he's finished and he goes back to being his kid self, and then it's like, but he keeps all the experiences that he had as an adult, and then his timeline continues from there.
Yeah,
that timeline's weird.
Yeah.
But let's move on. We didn't have any Star Road mail this week, right?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even put out a tweet. Just because I didn't.
That's okay.
Busy life.
All right, so we'll start wrapping things up then. Draco, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Draco Augustus, or you can email me on my Mulehorn email at draco@mulehorngaming.com.
And as for me, you can find me everywhere as ScrapGear. And be sure to follow Nindies and Indies on Twitter at Nindies and Indies. That's Nindies twice because and was too long. And yes, I know I say that at the end of every episode. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear. So, but be sure to check out our home site, mulehorngaming.com, where you can find articles and stuff in all manner of geekery, from tabletop to video game to comic books to movies. Sometimes the comic books and movies intertwine. That's okay. But if you also like listening to video game podcasts, be sure to check out the official video game podcast at mulehorngamer.com, Analog Assault. Got some cool cats over there. You got Mulehorn 117, Dirty Bombs, Circuit 8, and I know Thaddeus comes back every once in a while. Is he back in? It's been a while since I've listened. It
seems like he's mostly back in for the most part. Right. So we'll just say,
Good old Thaddeus Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely be sure to check out mulehorngaming.com for all your geek needs. But that is going to do it for episode 16 of Nindies and Indies. Until next time, GG.
GG.